While it is impossible to anticipate how an interview will exactly unfold, there are a couple of questions that it is indeed worth being prepared to answer. I'm Dr. Jörn Kobus, founder of the CareerExcellenceSystem.com, and today we are discussing the most common interview questions and the most effective mechanisms for answering them. And you spotted it already correctly. It's not about pre-learning answers. It's about understanding the background of these questions and what a strong answer looks like for your specific situation and experiences. So success in job interviews relies on thorough preparation, which includes researching the company, your desired role, and also potential projects you might be handling. And the most important thing to keep in mind is that your responses will be most impactful if they are customized to your own unique circumstances. Therefore, it's so important to not stupidly learn answers by heart, especially not if you're a senior candidate, but really understand what are the characteristics of a strong answer and then tailor this to the specific context, the specific role, potentially even the person sitting in front of you and what you're bringing to the table. This is how you perform outstandingly in interviews. You need to shape your own narrative, and that narrative needs to be a match for the job description, for what you've learned about that specific role, and for what you are bringing to the table and want to get out of this interview. So remember to adjust each response based on your context and utilize them after conducting in-depth company research to make them relevant. One of the questions often used is, tell me about yourself. Yep, that's possibly the most common question asked in interviews and also the most common question asked at the beginning. However, the interview isn't looking for your entire life story or your personal likes and dislikes. Instead, you need to provide a response that is tailored to what the role requires and what the company needs, and ultimately why you would be a good fit and also why the company is a good fit for your future plans. And this response should serve as a bridge for future conversations. And if done correctly, you give the interviewer a lot of leads and therefore can, with a good answer, not only tick all check boxes for the beginning, but also influence the next couple of minutes in that conversation. So one effective approach is to combine a statement with who you are, why you're interested in that role, and how you will be able to contribute. So mention your background, your top achievements in a way that makes you stand out from other candidates. For example, you might say, my name is Alex and I'm holding a master's degree in mechanical engineering from University XYZ. Currently, I serve as a technical project manager at DEF Solutions, where I oversee the execution of rather complex engineering projects while also ensuring alignment with business objectives. And in this role, I've successfully led cross-functional teams in delivering projects on time and within budgets, while also maximizing the return on investment for our clients. So currently, I serve as a technical project manager at Company X, where I oversee the execution of 3 complex engineering projects while also ensuring alignment with business objectives. Notably here, making sure we get our costs under control, making sure we deliver what we have promised on these projects, and making sure to already prepare the sales conversations for that respective projects and our sales teams. And I by myself have successfully led 7 cross-functional teams in delivering projects on time and within budget throughout the last couple of years, and made sure to contribute a significant portion of the return on investment that our department needed to contribute. And why I'm sitting here today and would like to learn more about that opportunity and see if there is a match is because I'm excited about the opportunity to continue leveraging my unique blend of technical expertise on the one hand and business acumen in driving successful projects on the other hand. And I believe my ability to bridge the gap between the technical requirements and the business goals might position me as a valuable asset to your team. So I'm also happy to dive deeper into whatever characteristic in my resume that stood out to you, but what I would be most interested in to also give you tailored responses is what spiked your interest in my profile. And something happens here now, right? So it doesn't need to be at the end of your own introduction, but it should be at the very beginning of the interview. You essentially asking them what is most interesting about you from their perception. Because in the end, no one cares about what you think is important and impressive in your professional past, but you ultimately would want to know what they were thinking and seeing in you when they invited you. What is it that is most important to them? Because only if you know that, you can be tailoring your answers in the next 30 to 45 minutes throughout the interview. The next question, why do you want to leave your current position? And this one should be self-explanatory because it's crucial to avoid bad mouthing about your current employer at all costs. You never speak about what you are going away from. You always focus on what you are going towards to. How is that new job, that new role, that new company playing a pivotal role in your future career? And why is it superior compared to what you are doing now in order to achieve that new position that is more in line with what you ultimately would want to achieve in your career? So you don't speak about any bad treatments or anything that is negative about your old employer. This is not the time to do that. You are focusing on what is next, what are the opportunities with that new role, with that new job that you would like to explore further. This is what you will need to focus on. And especially when interviewing with a competitor, they are likely aware of the situation at your current company. So for example, if your current company has non-competitive salaries or treats its employees poorly, the interviewer may already know about it and they could bait you into talking negatively about it. So therefore, it's important to maintain composure and also refrain from criticizing your current employer. Instead, focus on expressing your desire for growth and development. So you can say something like, I'm seeking a new opportunity for growth and development, and I believe this position aligns with my ambitions and allows me to make a meaningful impact in the field of XYZ. And then give a concrete example, right? Give a concrete example about whatever this job will offer you that you currently do not have access to. And avoid mentioning reasons such as higher salary or remote work, as these can come across as self-serving. So tailor your responses to the specific company and position you're addressing, demonstrating your genuine interest and alignment with their goals. And this approach will also set yourself up well for the next questions to come. Another one, why do you want to work for this company? And this question is aimed directly at assessing your level of understanding of the company and what aspects of it appeal to you. And it's an opportunity for you to showcase the research you have done and express your enthusiasm for the organization. And in response, you should highlight what you admire about the company, such as its specific innovations or specific projects, so please name drop them, initiatives or values and cultures, but please be specific. If you cannot give a concrete example to all of this, you shouldn't mention it. That doesn't mean that you always need to mention it, but you should be able to do it. Because if they ask you, could you provide an example, and you can't, it feels like superficial blah blah. And most likely it is. So make sure you are clear on concrete examples that are relevant for the context you're in. And emphasize how these aspects sets the company apart from others in the industry and why they personally resonate with you and what you are looking for in your next career step. So one example, you could say, so I've admired company X for some time now, particularly since I discovered the significant impact of project X or product Y in the industry. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to be part of your team and believe that I can both learn a lot from your past achievements and also contribute significantly to your future success then with product X, with service Y, right? With program Z. So whatever is it then that you can use in order to make it specific. And by demonstrating your knowledge of the company and the specifics, you will be perceived as expressing genuine enthusiasm for the opportunity. And you show that you have done your homework and are interested in becoming part of this organization. Next one. What is your greatest weakness? Or any similar question that asks about handling past mistakes or shortcomings or whatsoever that is perceived as something negative that happened in your previous professional life. And it's important to approach this question thoughtfully. So that means, firstly, avoid the temptation to disguise a positive trait as a weakness. Saying something like, you are too detail-oriented. Instead, be honest and identify an area where you have room for improvement. For example, public speaking or time management or delegation. Something that is true but is not in your way to still perform outstandingly in that role. So once you have identified a weakness, be transparent about it and explain the steps you have taken to address it. This could include taking a course, seeking mentorship, or working on these issues independently but systematically. And the key is to demonstrate that you are proactive and that you are reflecting about your weaknesses and that you take actions to self-improve and that you have learned valuable lessons from your experiences on the way. So for example, you could say, so one area I've been working on is public speaking. So I used to feel nervous and lack confidence when speaking in front of large groups. However, I've taken several public speaking courses and sought out opportunities to practice, such as joining Toastmasters. And while I still have room for improvement, I've been seeing significant progress and I'm committed to continuing to develop this skill, as I'm aware of it will be important at some point in time in my career. And as said, by acknowledging your weaknesses and showing a willingness to address them, you demonstrate self-awareness, a growth mindset, and a proactive attitude. All qualities that are highly valued by employers. So next question. Tell me about a time when you had to resolve a stressful or negative situation. Or more general, how do you operate under pressure? So when responding to this question, it's essential to provide a brief overview of the negative or stressful situation you encountered. But then focus on describing the steps you took to resolve the situation, emphasizing your communication and problem-solving skills. Make also sure to showcase that you have understood and read the job descriptions and take up what you already have learned along the process in order to emphasize on these skills that they are looking for. So the key is to showcase your composure and ability to maintain calmness throughout a crisis while demonstrating these characteristics that they are looking for in detail. So for example, you could say something like, in a previous role, I encountered a situation where our team was facing a tight deadline for one of the most important projects in the company's history. And the tensions were running high due to unexpected obstacles. So for example, X and Y and Z. Despite the stress, I needed to remain composed and took the lead in facilitating open communications among the team members, encouraged everyone to share their perspectives and brainstorm solutions collaboratively. I knew if I would not have intervened at this point in time, the situation would have gotten out of control because ABC, right? And by maintaining a calm and focused mindset, I was able to trace the root cause of the issues and together with the help of my colleagues, develop a strategic plan to address each of these root causes effectively. And through that intervention, we were able to overcome the challenges and successfully meet the deadline, thus delivering one of the most important projects of the company's history on time and within budget. I mean, obviously, you now need to replace this with the concrete details of what exactly you have done, right? So by sharing a specific example and highlighting your ability to handle pressure with composure and professionalism, you demonstrate to the employer that you can effectively navigate stressful situations and contribute positively to the team's success. And one bonus question around salary negotiations. So salary negotiations are a critical aspect of the application process, which I will make sure to tackle in upcoming videos. Negotiating salaries requires research on the company, industry salary trends, and also benefits. And all of this should also align with the position and your own personal needs. So it's important to start by setting personal boundaries. However, if you're not ready to discuss salary early in the process, perhaps because you have a mentor or partner like us advising you, you can mention that you prefer to discuss compensation further along in the process once you have a better understanding on what they are actually looking for. Because this will allow you to gain a better understanding of the role and responsibilities. And when expressing this preference, be sure to convey confidence and optimism that you can reach a mutually beneficial agreement. So that means try not to answer salary questions until the very moment when they have already understood that you are a valuable candidate, that you are a highly qualified candidate, because this will improve your negotiation power at the very end of the process. I mean, obviously, you cannot do this for every position because otherwise you might also interview for positions that are clearly paying below your bar. However, if in doubt and it's a priority job for you, always leave that open. To wrap it up, it's crucial to recognize that interviews come in various styles and common questions serve just as the tip of the iceberg. So memorizing scripts, responses, and so on can hinder your ability to authentically connect with the interviewer and showcase your real self. Instead, focus on your understanding and your capabilities, strength, professional aspirations, and as well as comprehending the company's needs and culture. So instead of learning things by heart, make sure that you have a clear process according to which you develop your answers on the fly. Make sure you're meeting expectations, and then you will be fine in the process. In a nutshell, preparation is key. And yes, you need to be the best prepared person in the room. And that's why I've included a free guide on how to prepare effectively for an interview, and you can find that link in the description. So if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and ask any question you might have in the comments. I'm Dr. Jürgen Kobus, founder of the careerexcellencesystem.com, and I have helped my clients to achieve more than 1,500 high caliber job offers. And if you are interested in collaborating with me, reach out and then we can have a discussion.